So today we're driving a 2011 Subaru Legacy 2.5 GT. The GT comes with a 243 horsepower, horizontally opposed turbocharged four-cylinder with intercooler. That also puts out 241 foot-pounds of torque. Not too bad for a car that weighs around 3,500 pounds. Not a real light car, but let's see how she does. I should note that this car is equipped with a 6-speed manual transmission, which gives a lot of kudos to Subaru for, one, offering the vehicle, and then, two, letting us drive it. Some of the interesting features that come with the 2.5 GT is this little turbo boost gauge that's mounted right up on top of the dash. Kind of a little boy racer look. That's something I don't overly like, the look. It's kind of neat, except at night the poor thing lights up the windshield and gives you this glare that you cannot get rid of. We also have this really interesting and comical fuel economy gauge on the dash, which is where a temperature gauge really should be. Instead, we get a little blue light that tells us that the coolant's cold and goes off once the coolant warms up. Kind of trivial, but it's really silly that we have this gauge, because we also have in the middle of the dash a place where we can observe our instantaneous fuel economy. Overall, though, from a driving dynamic standpoint, the car is very pleasant. It rides very comfortably and yet handles very precisely. The steering is precise, accurate, just weighted enough that you can feel what the road is doing without feeling like you're feeling every tar mark. So overall, the way that this car handles and drives is quite good. Unfortunately, I'm really annoyed with this car. Couple problems. One, Subaru has ruined its styling. It has a couple of headlights that look like growths, not too dissimilar from that on the front of a Nissan Juke. They've also gone the way of mimicking BMW. They've gotten rid of their 6-window greenhouse, which was the Legacy trademark since it was introduced. Very sad about that. The gauges look cheap. They look like they've got some paper just printed on the gauges, and when they light up at night, looks very downgrade. But the one thing that really just is inexcusable to me on this car is the navigation system. I was very impressed with it when I first drove it, but as I got to drive it, all of a sudden some of the features disappeared. I'm not kidding. It used to tell me what the radio station was. It doesn't do that anymore. I don't know why. I can't figure it out. And I refuse to look at the owner's manual, because no navigation system or radio control should be so complex that it requires the driver to take their eyes off of the road and pull over and use the owner's manual. The Subaru Legacy, when it debuted, was a little bit of a smaller mid-size sedan. Well, the current car has now grown right to fit into the mainstream. Its personality still is quite intact, with the horizontally opposed four and the turbocharger and the silly boost gauge and some of those things. But it has turned into quite a comfortably large family car, which is something I think is to its credit, that it has retained its sporting character and yet comfortably seats 5. The interior materials are quite nice. The armrests have nice stitching in them. They're nice and soft. The leather seats, very nice. We've got heated seats with high and low settings. That was even a nice feature this morning when we were in the low 50s. Call me a wimp, but I kind of liked it. A couple of low points on the interior, though, aside from this navigation system, which I should mention is a $2,000 option, bypass it, please, is our parking brake. First of all, the parking brake is not hand operated. Very odd for a car with a manual transmission, especially for one with a rally heritage such as a Subaru. You would think that they would be catering to those who like to pull the parking brake and do their maneuvers. So it's an electric parking brake off to the left. And what is even more strange is that it has a huge sticker that's about the size of, 12 refrigerator magnets, just plastered to the dash. It looks very cheap, and it's in multiple languages, and I don't understand why it needs so much explanation. The simple push-on, pull-off lettering that's on it is simple enough. A couple other features that I have really enjoyed: the hill hold assist, the fact that you can turn that on and off with a push of a button without having to go through menus. Very nice. It is a nice feature on hills when you've got a stick shift. It comes in handy. Overall, I have to say that on the driving dynamics side, a really pleasant car. A car really designed for the enthusiast who needs a family car. But this is not a car that I personally could live with. Between the navigation system and the ugly exterior styling, just not enough to complete the package for me.